it was one of the first books to get a really major marketing spin-off merchandising industry behind it. If you go to the little museum they have in Hartfield, near the Ashdown Forest, you can see many of the toys and stuffed toys and board games and so on that were produced shortly after the book was published. And so that also, of course, helped it, as did the presence of the Ashdown Forest itself as a potential tourist destination. And finally, in the 1960s, of course, it was adopted and very much boosted by Disney, albeit in a somewhat Disneyfied form.
If we think about Winnie the Pooh, a bear of very little brain who likes eating honey but can't spell honey, to the point he gets stuck in Rabbit's front door and has to stay there for a week while Rabbit hangs his washing over Pooh's legs. If we think about Piglet, who is always a follower and a little shy. If we think about Eeyore, who is kind of depressed a lot of the time. I think what the text does there, it doesn't kind of negate these as difficulties, but what it does is to say, no matter who you are, no matter what you're like, you're valued, you're loved, your friends are there for you. And I think friendship is absolutely at the center of this text, and iterations of friendship that are about not doing something wonderful, something amazing, something marvelous, but just being there.
One of the things that I've talked about over the years with my students is, why do you think Friends is such a popular was such a popular TV show? And they're like, oh my goodness, we've got an Eeyore who's Ross, we've got Rabbit who's Monica, we've got Joey who's Tigger. I mean, that cast of characters does a lot of the same work that the cast of animals in the Hundred Acre Wood do, for kind of helping us understand how we can treat our inner selves, as well as how we can treat our the people in our lives and the people we choose to befriend. One of the reasons why I think that it still resonates with children is the sense of snugness. It's an enclosed space of friendship. And one of the chief anxieties that children are trying to negotiate these days is the world has gotten so big and so immediate and so accessible to them. I mean, once they start, you can see this in early child development, that once they start getting language and the world is getting more and more big, that's when they want to close in. That's when they want to start collecting the sets. They want to collect all of the dinosaurs. They want to understand all the different kinds of sharks. They close in because the world has just gotten way too big.
Winnie the Pooh sits really at the very end of a period of what's become known, at least amongst people who study these things, as the golden age of children's literature. I think it will become perhaps less relevant over time, but I think it will still retain a core of devoted fans, which as long as I'm alive, I will be one of.
For those children who are still looking for that magic, that I think a world of AI is at risk of compromising, I think Winnie the Pooh will always be there.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download Metro TV Extend sekarang.